In America, they call it biscuit jam.
Biscuit jam?
Yeah, they'll make what they call an English cup of tea.
Yeah.
In a microwave.
My tea in a
and
microwave.
and then they'll drop a biscuit in,
right,
and let it dissolve. They'll drink the tea, and then they'll eat the stuff out the bottom and call it biscuit jam.
It's an unusual...
Very unusual.
Not for me.
Very unusual. I think that's going to be the cold open for this.
Yeah.
There's usually a cold open when we're talking about something. And then they go, and hello, welcome to the... But yeah, I suppose I should start it really, shouldn't I? It always takes me a while to get going. I just...
You've got your signature phrase to start with.
It is, I do have a signature phrase.
No plaid today, though.
No plaid. No plaid.
Slacking.
I thought... In my defence, it was hanging up there, but it's not. I take it home. So I always like to have a plaid shirt on hand for any traditional archery-related emergency that would require a plaid shirt, but not today. So you've got me it's like Dress Down Friday, only on a Thursday.
Barebow Jim.
But yeah, could be. You've made an effort though.
Well,
you look nice.
Try.
Does my hair look okay?
Better than mine.
It's getting a bit unruly. Need a haircut. Hello there, it's just me, your old buddy Grizzly Jim, and I am back with another episode of the Merlin Archery Adventure podcast. And I have a very special guest in the studio today, but before we get to that, I just want to do a little bit of housekeeping and just say I hope you're enjoying the podcast. I'm having an absolute blast doing this, talking to people. It's probably one of my most favorite projects I've done sort of at Merlin. So I am enjoying it. But if you do get the opportunity and you do enjoy it, please, wherever you enjoy your podcast, please go and leave us a little review. 5-star review would be nice. You don't have to, but it helps. So yeah, if you could do that, that would be absolutely amazing. So without further ado, I would like to introduce you to this week's guest, which is my friend Phil Lawrence, Barebow extraordinaire.
I'm not quite sure about extraordinaire.
Well, Barebow savant, Barebow, I don't know. But you're probably in danger of thinking that this is becoming a Barebow podcast. It's not. I just happen that the first few guests all happen to shoot single string bows. So there you go. I do have some compounders coming in and whatnot.
I do shoot compound as well.
You do. So
longbow.
You are
a recurve,
triple threat, quadruple threat. You're just a multi. What's the archery equivalent of a multi-instrumentalist?
That is a good question.
Yeah, I don't know, but you're one of them.
I am. You've not twisted my arm. Well, you're trying to twist my arm with a trad.
I will. I'll get you there. I'll get you on a trad bow. Don't you worry about that. Not a problem.
Game on.
But anyway, Phil, you've been around the block a bit. You're mainly known for Barebow, and you've been on circuits. But let's just get to know you a little bit before we get too geeky with it. How did you how did you get into this silly old game?
Many years ago, sound old to begin with, I tried lots of different hobbies. So every year I said, I'm going to try something different and unusual. So I did fencing. I
did a bit of fencing. Yeah.
I did ice skating. No, I know you were hockey, weren't you?
Yeah, I played hockey for years.
Yeah. I was figure.
Figure skating. I'd have had you as a speed skater. You've got the profile for it. You look aerodynamic.
No need to put that in a hairnet.
Yeah, you don't need one of them funny helmets. You just naturally
streamlined. It's blown back by speed.
Yeah.
So I tried lots of different hobbies, and I went and did a beginner's course at Lichfield.
Yeah.
Sort of fell in love with it straight away. It clicked. Unfortunately, after my beginner's course, I had a problem with my neck. I had a twisted vertebrae.
Oh.
And I was shooting recurve, and I was getting to the point that my right arm was going numb, part of my face was going numb. It wasn't a good place.
That's not an ideal situation to have when shooting, really.
No,
or in any facet of life.
So, me being as stubborn as I am, it was okay. Well, I'm really enjoying shooting. I want to carry on. So this was probably 18, 19 years ago.
Yeah.
So I went and bought a compound.
Okay.
From Chris, who started Merlin, and young Ben was there. In between them, they went round, and I'd got a fairly small budget, and they built a Franken bow out of lots of different bits and pieces.
Oh, wow.
And it was amazing. So early days of the dark side.
So that would have been
2006.
2006. That's amazing. Like what was the core of the bow? What was
it was a Legend 2.
Okay.
The limbs were off a different bow. Cams were off something else.
That's so Chris.
And Chris just went, okay, yeah, one of those. And he sent somebody off to make a handle for it.
Oh, wow.
Because they hadn't got any in stock. And it was 2 pieces of wood that were carved and fitted to the side of the riser. And he put it together. And I can remember this was when they were at the farm.
Bull in the Hollow farm.
Yeah.
It's if you don't know, this is our third location. So originally it was in Loughborough, an old farm building. Yep. And it was such a higgledy-piggledy sort of archery shop where you didn't know, it was chaos, but it was brilliant.
It was. Everything was there.
Yeah.
The ethos of what they've got now of, having lots of stuff in stock, the range and being able to pick was still there at that point. So you can see where it's been built. And as the buildings have got bigger, the stock ranges have got bigger.
Yeah, because I just professional curiosity. If I always go into archery shops wherever I'm in the world and have a look, but the one thing I've noticed is a lot of archery shops are very sparsely sort of stocked, and there's not a great deal in there. But yeah, the Bull in the Hollow one was just chaos, but it was brilliant. You didn't know what you wanted till you found it. You're like, oh, I didn't know I needed this. I want this.
It's the same whenever you come to Merlin. You always leave with more stuff because you see things that
we do it on
going to be
purpose.
useful.
It's
but it's not just sweeties by the till.
No,
there's sweeties everywhere.
Sweeties everywhere. So we went from Bull in the Hollow to the Loughborough shop, by the railway, and that was much bigger premises, big warehouse and everything, and then onto this one, which is it's like a superstore, really.
It is a superstore, but then you've Ben and everyone are opening all of the others around. So wherever you are in the country, you can sort of get the experience. You haven't got to travel to Burton. Flagship store, absolutely.
Ireland's the next one.
Yeah.
I think I'll be up to Ireland next month. Neil, he's the new. We've just had Brian open up the shop in Scotland, and we've got Neil opening up in Northern Ireland. So I'm going to go over there, get a proper Guinness. There's other reasons to go, but I really want to go and have a proper.
Well, I don't drink, so you'll have to have mine as well.
Have 2 Guinness.
Can you manage it?
I think so.
Yeah.
I'll try my best. But so anyway, we've got to see this. This is what happens. We meander. So we're talking about this Frankenbow, you getting into archery with a compound bow.
Chris put it together, gave it to Ben. Ben did a few tweaks on it. We did a paper test.
Yeah.
And I'll always remember it because the very first arrow was an absolute perfect bullet.
Just straight away.
It's like, yeah, fine, it's done.
Done.
So I shot that for probably about 6 or 8 months. Absolutely loved it. Having less holding weight at the end was much better for the neck. But I got to the point that the neck wasn't clever.
Yeah.
So I stopped. And then I say it was about 18 or so years gap. And then I came back, thought, right, joined Lichfield, came straight to buy another compound.
Yeah.
So I bought a My Bow Edge.
You still got that? That's the same one you've got? Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, I'm going to go shoot it this afternoon.
Oh, nice.
Going out to Merlin Field.
Hey.
So I throw some arrows in the wood. That'll be good fun.
That's all right. Field archery is the way forward.
It's nice to ring the changes.
Yeah.
So whilst target is my main focus, while barebow is 100% my main focus, having the ability to pick something else up, just enjoy it. You take any pressure that you've put on yourself. But also you can use it for, and this is me going more technical and coaching.
Go technical. We love it.
I use compound to help me aim with barebow.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because with compound, you'll come up to draw, you'll be sitting there and you are having, you're lining circle on circle on circle, you're settling into the shot, relaxing, pulling through the race. With barebow, it's very easy for people to just come up to the golden and release. So it's teaching you that delay. It's teaching you to finish aiming. So you can use the different bow styles to complement whichever one that you is your main.
That makes sense.
But at the same time, you have some fun.
But I think it does. If you are like you're known for your barebow, and we'll get into that in a minute. But I think having a different style that you can do, I get as well as being useful for kind of the boat, like the aiming method and whatever. it's a breath of fresh air sometimes. Just gets you out your head a little bit.
We call it resetting the switches.
Yeah, I do as well. I'm having a play at the moment with it's a reflex deflex longbow, 66, 64 inches. So it's a bit longer than the sort of things I normally shoot. But yeah, just shooting woodies with that. Even though I'm shooting the same way, I'm still sort of shooting it instinctively. Just that change of bow type and arrow type, it's just refreshing. It's something a bit different. I think it does you good. I've always said I'd never go back to like World 3D. But if I did, I'm not saying that I am, but if I did, give it another shot.
The glint in your glimmer in your eye when you say that.
If I did,
we know that's going to happen.
I'd go longbow rather than. It was called instinctive, but it's not called instinctive. It's called traditional now. Yeah. They've changed the title.
Not that you've researched it.
Not that I've researched it or looked into it in any way, or got some arrows made up, or yeah.
But if you enjoy it, do it.
Yeah. So maybe that's a little project for me this year.
Set yourself the goal and do it.
I'm the host. You're the guest. I always end up talking about myself. I'm very sorry. We're talking about you. We're talking about your archery, not my archery. Okay. But yeah, like it does you good to mix things up. But your bread and butter really is the Barebow.
It is. So
kind of like one of the main guys, I would say, in the UK when it comes. There's not very many big names in Barebow, but if there is, you're definitely one of them.
Thank you. I still find that so surreal.
Yeah. Well, you're good at what you do, but it's not just about you either. You're a coach as well as an archer. So you go out there, you give advice to. You're a big name. You give advice to big names. You work with Ollie as well, don't you?
I shoot with Ollie. We bounce ideas off each other.
You get on really well.
I've done some work with Anastasia Wilson, Helen Bailey, who's I think she was third in indoors and top 10 in tour. Beth Frost, she's climbing the ranks. She's top 17 now.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a lot of people, but I help out the beginners courses at Lichfield. But for me, it's people after the beginners course, because normally you get people come in, they get an intense set of training, and then they're just left.
It's that after care kind of thing. It's like when you pass your driving test. Like you pass your driving test, right, and then you go pick up a car. Like when I did it, like years and years ago, I remember picking up my new car, driving home. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I shouldn't be allowed on the road. I don't know what I'm doing. But having that extra little sort of bit of guidance after a beginner's course, I think is hugely beneficial.
It is, because you get a lot of people who'll do archery for a short period of time and then they stop. And if you find out why ask them why a lot of them stop. Sometimes it's just time, it's general reasons, but often it's because they've gone from quite intense training and having all of that support to then having nothing. Yeah. And they get to a point that they stop progressing. Yeah. Stop enjoying it.
There is a lot of plateaus in archery, hasn't there? So,
and being there to be able to help people and just take them onto that next stage, wherever they want to take their journey. Some people want to compete. Great. Some people want to just fling sticks and sit and have a cup of tea. Absolutely fine.
I'm very much the latter at the moment.
With your biscuits, Jan.
Yeah, biscuits. You come you're at my club quite a lot on a Thursday, and Phil will tell you we spend most of it eating. Eating and talking. And they're like, oh, shoot. Oh, no, I'm a bit full. We don't end up shooting.
But then you do come and shoot. You do enjoy it. You do have a good laugh. But archery for me it's more than just the sport of flinging sticks.
Yeah.
There is a whole social side to it.
There really is.
You make some really good friends.
Yeah.
There's a good mental aspect to it because you have that level of control of what you're doing. There is a process for you to follow. So there is a logic, there's an order to it. And that helps a lot of people because you can clear your mind of the day and just shoot.
That was always my favorite thing about archery, is that whatever was going on in my life at the time, work stress, family stress, any type of stress or anxiety or whatever, you pick up your bow, and for me going into the woods, I was doing it, and that stuff didn't exist while I was shooting. because I was so focused on what I was doing, I was enjoying myself. None of that stuff existed. And that's such a relief. And yeah, that was always my favorite thing to do with archery, that it was such a stress reliever.
It's incredibly good for mental health.
Yeah.
I've been in dark places myself at times.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people have.
Yeah, we all go through patches, don't we?
Yeah, absolutely. Life throws curveballs at you.
Yeah.
And coming back into archery, certainly now, because I work from home,
yeah,
I could go weeks and not see people apart from family in the house. Now I've got a great bunch of friends I'm shooting with on a regular basis. We have a good laugh and joke.
I see you down the club. You're always having a smiley time.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen you grumpy.
I try not to be.
Yeah.
I think we all have bits of it, but if you've got a bow in your hand or you're talking to people and you're out there in that environment, it's just really good to just be able to put all that to one side.
No, it is good. It's good to see. So, that's a little introduction into the origin story of Barebow legend Phil Lawrence. So, what drew you to the Barebow? Because when you came back to get into archery, you were set to, you got a compound, you were going to go down the compound route. But what flicked that switch? What made you think, I'm going to try Barebow?
I was shooting compound. I was helping coaching on the beginners courses. We had a beginner completed their course, went and bought a bow, came back. They'd bought some secondhand kit. It wasn't the right way to do it. They came to shoot and they were a complete target to the left.
Oh, okay.
With every shot. So at the time, Harry Healy was a head coach at Lichfield, and he was at a point that his eyes and hands weren't working quite as well because he was getting on. But his knowledge and his skills were just phenomenal. So Harry was trying to help him out, and he asked me to be his hands and eyes for him on checking the bow setup because he knew that I'm quite technical. So we went through, set his bow up. Turned out that the button pressure was wound all the way in.
Okay.
So it was completely locked. Centre shot was off and a few other bits. So we got them sorted. And Harry said, would you shoot it? Because you're going to be more consistent than he is just off the beginner's course. So I shot it, and Harry quietly said at the end, he said, you're not bad with a recurve. Yeah, I'll give you a few tips if you want. But never officially own up to coaching me, but... It wasn't good enough at that point. He said, I'll give you a few tips. So it was like, okay, I need to get a recurve of some form. So I looked at it and thought, actually, at this point, I couldn't afford a set of long rods, sights, all the other bits and pieces. So one of the guys in the club, Frank, very kindly lent me a Hoyt gold medalist.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Old school.
With an old school set of Hoyt's limbs, which were incredibly stacky.
Yeah.
We went modern and put a sniper rest on it.
Yeah.
really old bow, drop away magnetic rest on there. And I spoke to Harry and said, it's the same form because I could shoot under the chin and get the same release. We could do split finger, but we ended up with 3 under and a tap and shot Barebow. And it was about 2 or 3 weeks in with a little bit of coaching from him, Ralph Barwise, who took me under his wing very early on, which I'm ever so thankful for. And I just really fell in love with Barebow and found that the compound just didn't come out of the bag.
Well, you got to shoot what makes you happy.
Yeah, I just really enjoyed it. There's enough technical in the setup of the bow and tuning it and tuning the arrows and looking at the aiming point and all of that side to keep that side of me happy. You can tinker with the bow. But there's just something about, I suppose it's like you with instinctive.
Yeah.
Be one with the bow.
Yeah.
It just sort of all fits together.
It's just the way of the bow.
Yeah.
I always found weirdly because I have shot other bow styles. I've shot Olympic recurve, I've shot compound. And when I'm looking through a sight, weirdly, I always used to find there's a disconnect. There's something in between me and the target. Although, probably I'm more accurate. There's something in the way where if it's there's no sight, it's just me and the bow. I don't know. I just like that that connection better. But how long ago was this? Well, when did you first pick up barebow?
Barebow, just over 3 years ago.
So in 3 years, you've gone from a complete barebow novice to. So let's do the accolades here. What we got? We got a national tour.
National tour, fourth. Made it through to the final.
Yeah.
I've won national indoors previously.
Yeah.
Various county shoots and all of that side. There's the handful of national records that come and go as barebow.
Oh yeah,
elevating up.
It's competitive on the thing, but in 3 years, that's incredible. To make it to a national tour final within 3 years is big enough. So. Yeah, you're doing very good things.
I can point it in the right direction and be reasonably consistent.
And I'm sure you don't mind me mentioning this, but you're not a spring chicken. You're getting on a little bit, like myself. You got a couple of years on me, but
there's a bit more salt in this than yours.
Yeah. I'm thinking about dyeing mine, just try and get a few years back. But you often find with barebow that it does almost cater to maybe a slightly older demographic. Maybe I don't know what you think about that.
I think if you look at the vast majority of barebows, yes, the age bracket is probably higher. There are a lot of young barebowers.
There's some incredible young barebowers, but I think that things are changing a little bit, and I think juniors are given more options now.
Yes.
When I was a junior, it was like you shot Olympic recurve.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want to shoot Olympic recurve. Well, that's what you're shooting.
Yeah.
And that's a terrible attitude.
Yeah.
It's terrible because if you ultimately, whether you want to shoot like a longbow, a trad bow, a compound or a barebow, let the people shoot what they want to shoot and then they'll stick with it.
Absolutely.
If you shoehorn somebody into a discipline they don't want to shoot, they've got no interest in, they're not going to stick with it and they're going to quit. And then we'll have no archers.
It's about coaching the archer in front of you.
Yeah.
And if you want to shoot trad, well, that's fine. But let's make you shoot trad as well as you want to.
Yeah. So I can understand it in like from a beginner's course sort of thing.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll get everyone shooting the basic fundamentals. That this is a bow. This is how you use it. Those 6 weeks, you can maybe try a few different things, but I can understand like teaching the basic fundamentals on one bow style. But give people the option. When I was a kid, I got in trouble for taking the sight off my bow. I had a little Samick recurve.
Yeah.
Take the stabilizers off, take the sight off, and I was shooting it. And I was getting better groups like that than I was using the sight.
Original barebow.
And like the people are like, oh, what are you doing? Stop messing about. And it was seen as messing about. And I wasn't messing about. I was just shooting my bow the way I wanted to shoot it. And thankfully, I think that's changed a lot now.
I would say it's definitely changed. Archery is one of the most inclusive sports. So you can have somebody in a wheelchair, somebody who has to shoot from a stool, somebody who's blind.
There's no excuses with archery.
No.
Matt Stutzman.
Yeah.
He's got no arms.
Yeah.
Yet one of the best archers in the world.
Absolutely.
There are no barriers anymore.
And drives incredible drag cars.
I've heard tales of him riding a mechanical bull, which I think would be.
You've got some strong grip there.
Yeah, it's strong thigh grip, I think. Yeah. But enough about Matt Stutzman's thighs. But yeah, there's no barriers anymore, and there are so many options open to people. And no, there are some incredible. It's barebow's a viable discipline now. It's definitely not an outlier anymore. No. It's there, and it's because of people like you and Ollie and Laria and Anastasia and all those people just really kind of pushing it and making it a bit more mainstream, doing well at it, showing that you can do well at barebow. You don't need all the bells and whistles to be dangerous. Not dangerous, but you know what I mean. Accurate. Showing that you don't have to be a young kid to achieve anything anymore. Like it's almost like with Olympic recurve, you get to a certain age and you're kind of almost written off from being like an elite level archer. You kind of you get passed over. Where barebow, it seems to bring a few more people in, maybe a few outliers coming in and whatnot, and achieving some incredible incredible things.
Yeah. Recurve has very defined paths for progression. So there's all the national development programs, there's all the pathways, there's obviously, working your way to Olympic or international competition. Barebow didn't have that.
It's still new, really, in the grand scheme of things.
But it's probably the fastest growing area.
Yeah.
If you look at the numbers on national tour, Barebow, there's a huge amount of targets devoted to it, and it's growing and growing. And I know that AGB are very happy with how Barebow have grown and how inclusive it is. And we had 4 places at national tour final last year. There's talk of potential that being expanded if we continue as we're doing, whether that's this year or in future, I don't know. Obviously, Ilaria, Vicky and Anastasia went out for international competition, which is, I believe, the first international Barebow representation from GB. So it's definitely growing. You've got all the pathways for recurve. You do find that recurve can be brutal to compete in, to score, because there are so many incredible archers. Barebow, a little bit more open, it's newer, more people finding it. You get some people that come in direct, some people that transition over from recurve, fancy a change, enjoy it. Just, it's a bit more of a party atmosphere when we're
yeah, it always is. Yeah, when you guys get together.
At competition, quite often, everyone's got their tents at a national tour. We'll take a gazebo, and we'll just all meet up and just pile in, and some music going, and it's just.
This has come up a couple of times.
Plenty of snacks.
In all the Barebowers I keep interviewing on the podcast. It's not a Barebow podcast. I promise you, it's not a Barebow podcast. It's a bit more varied. But yeah, there just seemed to be such a good atmosphere with you guys. It's like really is like this sort of fellowship within a fellowship of archery. You're always looking after each other, always building each other up. It's
absolutely that. So I find it incredible that you can be competing against somebody at, let's say, national tour level, and you're helping them or they're helping you.
Yeah.
So if someone has a problem, everyone rallies round, kit bags are opened. I was at an event, somebody broke the rest. So somebody else took apart their spare rest to give them the part so they could continue shooting. But they're shooting against them.
Yeah. I'm sure that happens in other aspects of archery. I'm sure it does. But I see it more in Barebow. There just seems to be this camaraderie about it, which it's really lovely to see.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been in competitions where I've not mentioning any names or anything, but I've seen archers sabotage other archers' equipment, and I can't imagine ever seeing that in.
I hope that never makes it to Barebow.
No, I mean it does happen. It's a horrible thing to say, but it does. People do get very competitive and things. But
the thing with that, it's really sad that the people who potentially are doing that are good enough to win on their own merits. And there's no need for any of that to be in any of our sport. I would never want to win by making somebody else lose. I'd want to win because I'd won. Otherwise, it's completely hollow.
It's a hollow victory, and there's no point in it. Because you've got a trophy or a medal or something, but it doesn't mean anything if you've kind of. And I think I'm very weak-minded, so it doesn't take a lot to throw me off my game, and I've been taken advantage of by people throwing me off my game, like getting in my head and playing the mind games. But I never do that. I never do that to anyone. Apart from my buddy JT, from my club, I torture him mercilessly when we're out shooting, but that's different.
But if it was on a competition line, for a trophy, for an event, you'd respect each other's.
Yeah.
You'd have a laugh off the line.
Yeah.
Then,
well, we did a shoot in Austria, Germany, Bavaria, somewhere over there a few years back, and I didn't want to score because it was just a fun thing. But there was a trophy, but it wasn't like an organised world archery event or anything. It was just this thing that there was about 30 people there, and I didn't want to score. But it was like, please score, because I like to measure myself against you.
Yeah.
And I thought, all right, okay. So we're scoring all the way through. And I was like, we're getting to the last sort of couple of targets. I was like, oh, bloody hell. You could beat me here.
Yeah.
And I've never wanted someone to beat me more than JT at that particular moment. And it came down to about the last 2 arrows. So we were shooting 2 arrows at a time, a bit like WA3D, but not quite. And it came down to the last sort of 2 arrows. And I've never wanted someone to beat me more in my entire life. And it just so happened, I think he spooned the last shot and I shot. Purely because I knew how big the trophy was and I knew I'd have to get it back from Germany. But I just really wanted him to, and it just came down to it being so, and I was like, I'm not going to give it away. I'm not going to fluff it.
That again would be hollow and false.
I want him to, and it just so happened, his last arrow was not very good. Mine was really good. And it came down to that last thing. And it was just, it's one of them. But it's a weird feeling being there. Like, I really hope you beat me. I really want you to beat me. And it's not something that I think you see very often.
No. As a coach, if I'm shooting against someone that I'm coaching.
Yeah. It's a win-win for you.
Well, if I lose as an archer, I win as a coach.
Yeah.
So it's really good in that perspective. But I always want to see people to be enjoying themselves, to be doing the best that they can be for where they want to be. And if that's competing, great. If it's just being very technical, great. If it's, wherever they want to be on that curve and find their place, it's great. And
I always shoot my best if I'm just with a couple of guys in the woods, just messing around, just shooting for the sake of shooting. Laser beams, like I can't miss. But I'll go into a competition. It could be with the same guys, but because we're taking that scoring and there's a trophy or whatever, something kicks in and I feel like I have to try too hard, and I have to really fight myself to do well in those sort of environments.
That's my coach head is now coming on. So it's very interesting because if you're practicing, you're going to be relaxed. Yeah. You're just going to be enjoying it. You're just going to be shooting and you'll be going through your process of shooting your shot. You're artificially applying pressure to yourself that doesn't actually exist with it being a competition.
Yeah. There's all pressure in archery really is self-imposed pressure.
Yeah.
You're doing what you do every day, every other day, once a week, whatever, however you shoot. You're just applying, like you say, exactly right, applying the pressure to yourself. And I've always said, like, if you go back and watch videos of mine from like 10, 15 years ago, but I'm not competitive. That's a lie. I am competitive. I don't like being competitive, but I think I am competitive. And I think that gets in the way sometimes where I'm not as bad as I used to be. It doesn't bother me as much anymore because I've kind of...
As long as you win.
As long as I win at all costs. What's that? Just cut your bowstring. No, I do like competition, and competition weirdly does bring out a good archer in me.
Yeah.
I do tend to shoot well in competitions. I just don't enjoy it, I think is the...
For a lot of people, it's reframing it.
Yeah.
So Patrick Houston made some comments about it's not a competition, it's an event.
Yeah, I can see that.
You're going to shoot at an event in a different field, making new friends.
Yeah, that's a good way of looking at it.
And if you take out the fact that it's a competition and the word competition, often that can be it. The other thing is practice as you would at the event or competition.
Yeah.
Put yourself in the same situations, make it the norm, make it that you're having, if you're shooting with JT, then, okay, whoever wins, gets a free coffee or whatever.
This is what he's learned though, over the years, never bet with me when food is on the line. Because I will 100% destroy you. I will destroy your bloodline, your everything about you and your existence will be destroyed.
I've seen you destroy a great big roast as well.
Yes, I have. There was a brisket. Yeah, one of the guys, Ian, brings in brisket. He's smoking meat. So
the brisket lost. You won.
Yeah, the brisket lost. The brisket always loses. But yeah, I love having little competition. Like on a Thursday, we're always like coming up with little games to play, and we're always inventing and always changing the rules as well. Yeah. They always evolve as we go.
But it is good to do stuff like that, like put a darts face up and do round the clock, or do 301. Or there's so many things that you can do for just having a bit of fun.
Yeah,
we've done winner stays on. Yeah, single arrow. So many different bits and pieces, and they all can be a bit of good fun. It can reset the switches, but at the same time, you're still trying to hit what you're trying to hit and putting yourself in different situations. So it just builds that resilience to any sort of stress or whatever you might impose on yourself during a competition.
I think an issue with me is I don't do enough competitions. I'd rather go with the guys somewhere and just have a day out shooting. But there's something. Everyone likes to win. Like you'd be lying if you say winning isn't nice.
I have met a few people that winning is not their motivation at all.
It doesn't have to be your motivation, but it's nice when you do win.
Yeah,
it's like no one's like, oh damn, I won.
Well, unless you got this huge massive trophy.
Unless you got a massive trophy you got to get back from Austria, then then it's a problem.
You sure you didn't want to win?
Yeah, actually, JT, I got the score wrong. You won.
It's all good fun as long as you're having fun.
That's the important thing.
Yeah,
I say it all the time. Never ever forget why you picked up the bow in the first place, because at some point you thought, I want to do this thing, this new thing. I think it looks really cool.
Yeah,
and I think that's what you got to keep remembering, is why you did that. And I think the further you go on your archery journey, the more you travel along the path, you kind of forget that a little bit.
It's very easy when you start entering bigger competitions, when you wear a shirt, that a lot of people can lose why they're doing it. If you're enjoying it and you're following your process and you're just shooting your shot, then the score will come. Yeah, score is a byproduct of form. So if you're enjoying it and your form's good and that's where you're going, then great. Just enjoy it. Just be you and shoot your shot. And that, for me, is something that I try and instill with a lot of people that I shoot with, because they put themselves under so much pressure. I've got to do this bit perfect and this bit perfect. You can't always be perfect all of the time.
It's impossible.
I was struggling with focus. I tend to hear lots of conversations at the same time.
I'm the same. I can almost, when I'm at full draw, my hearing becomes really attuned to the conversation that's going on over there. But they're not talking like overly loud or anything. I could just pick up on that conversation. And I'm like, no, back. There we go. Back on target.
So I'm now doing...
Oh, no, they're talking about pineapple.
Which type of pineapple?
Yeah.
I now go through a process that I allow my mind to wander. I allow myself to just relax and follow whatever my brain wants to do until I get to a certain point in my shot sequence. And then at that point, it's okay. I've given myself permission to be unfocused, but now I need to flick the switch, perform that last bit of the shot, and then I can flick the switch back off again and just relax. And doing that for me has taken away a lot of the pressure of almost, not that you need to be robotic, but that you need to detach yourself from everything. And it still allows me to, I'll be, the music will be playing, I'll be up on the line waiting to shoot.
I like this one.
The bow becomes a guitar and, away you go and stuff. And that's fine. Allow yourself to enjoy what you're doing at whatever level you're doing it.
Yeah, I like that. So, I mean, we talked quite in depth about processes and the melt side of thing. That's quite nice. But one of the reasons I wanted you here, because you are a very technical person.
Yeah.
And you shoot the My Bow, My Can.
Yep.
With the master weight and whatnot. And I know archers do like it when archers get technical. So let's talk about your setup. Let's talk us through that. What are you running at the moment?
So at the moment I'm on the My Bow 27-inch, which is interesting because I don't have a long draw length.
Okay. Well, how come you've gone for a long? What's the thought process?
So I shot the 25 when it first came out.
Yep.
loved it. I didn't come to buy the 25. I came to buy a Sovereign, a Kinetic Sovereign. And I tried a few bows and I picked the Mycan up. I remember I was shooting with Tom and Hugh just slid this box across the table and said, yeah, shoot that.
Shoot that.
So I shot it, and there's something about that bow.
There really is.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, Ben's done a phenomenal amount of work in the design of it.
Yeah.
Both in the 25 and the 27. And what's really nice is the 27 weighs the same as the 25.
Yeah, it's Ben I know he's my boss, so I'm not going to say anything horrible about him, but he is so gifted when it comes to bow design. There's just something in his brain that isn't in many people's brains that he can just see and develop. Like, how do you, like, that Mycan, it's so unusual.
It is an unusual shape.
Like, how I'd love to know how he got, I've got to get Ben in, actually.
Oh, that'd be an amazing one.
Sort of bow design and stuff. Yeah. But just to come up with such a unique bow that really is taking the barebow world by storm. Like, people are going absolutely crazy for it. Mm. It really is such a success. Thanks to people like you and Ollie and whatnot shooting the Mycan at such an incredible level. It is amazing, but it's such a sleeper success.
It is, and I know that Ben's been very clever with what he's done in terms of geometry on the bow and where he's placed the weight, and he will run a lot of simulations on stress analysis to see where he needs to add material or he can remove material to move everything.
He tried to explain it to me once, and I was like, oh. he showed me these simulations. I was like, that's amazing. I didn't know what was going on. It was just numbers and colours and things, but he knew what was going on. He knew exactly what to do and things. It's incredible. But no, you're shooting the 27
Mycan,
but with a short draw length.
So my draw length is about 27 and a half.
Yeah.
So it's not long. I'm sort of in the cusp between short limb and a medium limb.
Okay.
I shoot a medium limb primarily because that's what was available when I first started.
Yeah. So that's a 70 inch bow.
What I found is when I shoot 50 meters, I'll be honest, I was struggling with a fishhook anchor, getting everything right, not hitting my nose. Indoors, fine. Outdoors, it wasn't really working for me. So I went under the chin.
Yeah.
And it means, there's a decent crawl. The knock roughly sits in between my lips.
Okay.
Sort of as a rough sort of guide. The 25, as phenomenal as it was, the string angle meant that when I came, when the string angle came up, I would then just have to tip my nose down just very, very slightly just to get that contact.
That little bit more acute angle you needed to duck into it a little bit.
The 27 came into draw, the string just perfectly aligned on my chin, my nose, all the reference points hit exactly at the same time. And it's like, yes.
Because I mean, on paper, you're like, well, long draw length, long bow. But if you can tweak it to suit you, so much
I've
better.
got archers, Helen Bailey. She's shooting 27-inch Mycan with short limbs.
Okay. So that's 68.
Yeah. So same as a 25 medium limb.
But we're just,
because of her draw length and everything else. The 27, whether it's the weight distribution, whether it's the length of the riser, not quite sure. There's probably multiple factors, but I find it more stable. I find it more forgiving than the 25.
Okay.
I like to add a little bit more weight to the bow.
What are you running at the moment?
So I've got the master weight in there, which is 350 grams. I've got a 4-ounce Ramrod's tungsten dampener on the back.
Okay.
There's a 3 ounces of weight on the top. On one of my, I've designed some little anti-vibration.
We'll get into that in a minute. I want to talk about your tinkering.
So I've got 3 ounces on the top and 2 ounces on the bottom.
Yeah.
I occasionally run another 2 ounce in what would be the stabilizer mount as well. I tend to train with a little bit more weight on the bow and then decide when I'm going to do competition wise.
Okay. So you've got options then, I suppose.
Yeah, it allows me to play around.
Excellent. And what?
So limbs are Win and Win, MST, XPs.
Because we've had a lot of conversations about limbs, haven't we?
Yeah, I love the limbs. I have 2 risers. I've got 2 rests, well, two risers completely set up.
Yeah.
But I've only got 1 set of limbs.
Oh.
So I'm now in the position of, do I buy another set of the same? Do I buy the new Win and Win G2s?
Mm-hmm.
Do I look at hooker?
Oh.
Now, I've come in, and this is one of the advantages of coming to Merlin, is you are able to try things.
You try them out, see what works.
Interestingly, with the hookers, I tried the alphas and the omegas. So, bottom of the range, top of the range of them. And there is a big difference.
Was you here for the hooker day?
No, unfortunately.
I didn't think you were here. That was really fascinating. But I had a little sit down with the president of hooker.
I look forward to listening to that one.
But just kind of dipping in and out of the hooker day, the sort of seminar they had. It was fascinating, learning how they make, because I know how limbs are made, but I've never quite got how full carbon limbs are made. It was really interesting.
Monolith technology.
Yeah, that sounds good, doesn't it? Monolith technology.
It's a good line.
Oh, that's they got a good marketing department there. Yeah. But yeah,
I shot the alphas, shot the omegas, and there's a marked difference between the two. I mean, obviously they're different ends of the scale. Interestingly, I shot the sigmas, and the sigmas felt a different draw force curve to either of the other two.
Okay.
A little bit heavier at the start, and then it's not let off.
But in terms of a plateau, isn't it?
It's the others built and then sort of plateaued. Mm-hmm. It was almost with the sigmas as if it started slightly heavier, and then the pressure came off a little bit. Yeah. It was a little easier at hold. So I'll be honest, I'm torn at the moment. The MSTs, XPs have been fantastic, and I'm still shooting them now, and I'm loving them. It's always a risk when you make a change, because whether it's a form change, whether it's an equipment change, your scores normally will take a drop. Yeah. Because you've got to assimilate
You've got to get used to something again. Yeah. Like get into the rhythm and learn that new piece of equipment.
Yeah, absolutely. So with limbs, it's how does it feel during the draw? How does it feel at anchor? Are you finding that you're collapsing slightly because it's slightly heavier, or because is the no back wall there, compound type speak? When you come to draw, obviously you have a level of resistance, and with Barebow, because you don't have a clicker, you have to maintain, where your form is, where your upper body rotation is, your anchor, and that sort of pressure that you feel. So having a limb that gives you the feedback as to where that is, allows a consistent shot. Because if I make 1/4 of an inch difference in my draw, either in upper body rotation or where the anchor is, it's going to affect the height of the arrow quite significantly.
I can imagine. There's so many variables.
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword with Barebow as well, because typically you're using the arrow point to aim. The more you draw back, the shorter the arrow is on the front of the bow. Yeah. Therefore, it changes where your aiming point is as well. Yeah. So it's like double jeopardy.
Yeah, because I always forget that with string walking, your arrow is the sight, and changing that. Yeah, it's because I don't look at my arrow. I'm not aware of my arrow, so I've never really thought about it. Only recently have I thought about, but changing your arrow, even changing your arrow diameter. Yeah, I had a really good chat with Ollie about that. Can affect your sight picture and where you put in the point. There's a lot more to it.
I know that there are some people who will shoot different diameter arrows for different face sizes.
Yeah, to match up with rings and things.
To match up, so that if you lollipop, so if you've got the gold ring and then your arrow is sitting just underneath it, you're making a figure 8. They would want both circles to be the same size. Or if you're going into the gold, if you've got a very large arrow, it's going to be easier to make an error in height because you're blocking a lot of it out. Whereas if you've got a skinny arrow, you can see.
Because I always thought, right, biggest arrow you can shoot, biggest score, line cutters, but talking to Ollie, he was like, no, I want a skinny arrow so I can really,
want its space. So if you're shooting a 3 spot,
there's there's a noise going on. I hope it doesn't come out on the podcast. But can you hear the?
I can hear it. It sounds like someone hammering away at something.
Yeah, hopefully it won't come across on the podcast.
Well, if it does, it's not Jim.
It's not me. It's an external noise. I want to do like yell out the window. Oi, recording a podcast in here.
Don't you know who I am?
Do you know who I am? Got Phil Lawrence in here. Yeah, sorry, Phil. Please.
Who you are is you, not me.
I used to be. I'm nobody now. I used to be a big deal.
You still are, mate.
Well, so I've got my own office.
You've got your own office. You've got your own podcast. You've got your own line of kit.
Got my own line of kit. Let's make this podcast about me again. I've missed talking about me. That's enough about you, Phil. No, carry on. Say it. No, it's fine.
So if you're shooting a 3-spot, then if you're shooting a really chunky arrow, then you haven't got to worry about deflection. But if you're shooting a single spot, then what you can find is you
do yourself out of points.
Yeah. So I've had it before where I've hit the back of an arrow, even with skinnies, and it's pushed it off into the blue. And it's like, that's devastating because that would have been, the other one was in the 10. So,
cheaper than a Robin Hood, though.
I've never done a Robin Hood.
Well, I suppose you pin knocks, don't you?
Pin knocks.
Yeah.
I've turned plenty of pin knocks into Pac-Man.
Yeah.
Just taking a big gouge out of them. Sorry, we were back talking about kit, weren't we?
Yeah,
we got distracted. So arrows, I was shooting Skylon Preminims.
Yeah.
3.2 mils. Outdoors, I tried Brookses, which are the really cheap ones. I just couldn't get them to spine.
No.
So I was shooting Skylon Edge or Forex indoors. A fatter arrow is less forgiving. And I actually went back to my 3.2s indoors and I put more points on practice. But
miss small.
Absolutely, sniper talk.
Yeah. I need to find out what this noise is, where it's coming from. If it's coming from in the building, this would be a good outtake.
Absolutely. And you can guarantee that as soon as you go and move, the noise stops.
It does.
And as soon as you get back down, it will start again.
It sounds like it was coming from out there, but there's nothing going on out there. Morgan, can you hear a banging from somewhere? Maybe I scared him off.
Could be, mate.
Maybe. I can be quite intimidating. Right, so I do apologise.
That's fine.
Dear listener.
The trials and tribulations of running a podcast and not being controlled of all the audio.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I've got this lovely studio.
Yeah.
So I've got sort of vibration dampening stuff all over the place, but there's just a single pane window.
And someone outside hammering some scaffold in.
Yeah. So there's no. So it's really nice until there's any noise outside. Yeah. And I reckon in about half an hour, you'll hear like the food van come round. Been quite good. I've not been to the snack van for a while.
I look like I've been to the snack van, but
it's the chair. These, I said as soon as we got started, these are very unflattering chairs. But yeah, we're men of a certain age. We don't have to.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we can just enjoy.
It's been earned.
It's been earned. Should we slow down a bit now and enjoy things?
Was shooting Skylons.
Yeah.
I've just bought some X10s.
Yeah.
Easton.
Serious stuff.
Yeah. Massively impressed.
Yeah.
I've shot them yesterday, trying to tune the length of them. It's always interesting in Barebow because you have to get the spine right for the poundages that you're shooting, the point weight to get you forward of center to wherever it works for you for helping it drag down in the wind. But then because you're using the point as an aiming reference, the length of the arrow and the amount of crawl on your tab become the other two variables. So it might be that you go for a weaker spine and run it longer. So therefore you're aiming lower, which means that you don't have to have as much crawl on. So it's better for the bow and your tiller tune's different.
A lot to think about.
As I said earlier, there's a lot that you can tinker with Barebow.
Yeah.
You can set it up and just shoot it and enjoy it. And that's absolutely fine. And there are some people that do that and get amazing scores. There are other people like me just like to.
But some people like you say, like to, that's the enjoyment is the the tune.
Yeah.
Like I've got this thing. You get it with all hobbies, like radio controlled cars and things.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna strip this down and I'm gonna rebuild it and I'm gonna make sure everything's
what suspension do I put?
Yeah.
Hard spring, soft spring.
Yeah.
What dampening do I want?
And I think a lot of people, that's the passion, like part of the passion for some people. It's not just about shooting the arrows. It's about maintaining the equipment, tuning the equipment, and getting optimizing you see it a lot with the compound guys. That's a real compound kind of mindset, but it can be, I've seen trad guys that get like that as well, like really, really anal about the tune. And if that's what butters your muffin, then go for it. If that's what butters your saurine, go for it, just give it a go. It doesn't
a bit of saurine.
You do. It's the saurine. I wonder if he moved the needle on any saurine sales.
Seeing the amount of people at competition and the amount of people at club, and there was just yellow packets everywhere.
Yeah.
So I think there's definitely been something.
I'm a saurine lover.
Yeah,
but I was into saurine before it was cool. So I just want to get malt loaf, saurine malt loaf. In fact, funnily enough, I had some this morning.
Butter.
It was
real butter.
Real butter. It was the packet. It was like the two pieces that are stuck together with butter on. You get them in a little packet. I stopped at the garage this morning to get some fuel, and there's a Greggs just opened up in my garage.
You could afford fuel and a Greggs.
Yeah, sure. Doing pretty well. And, I had to get a small load, obviously. And I was going to go to Greggs and get a bacon roll, but the queue was too big, so I was like, no, I'll have a saurine instead.
Nice. Pre-butter. You didn't just get the family pack, tear the top off.
No. It was just two slices with butter, but because they were kept in the fridge, you can never separate them. So I had to kind of squash it a little bit and just eat it.
Just go for it.
But it's good. But I said to Ollie, I can't. If we buy a pack, I'll just have a slice and I'll cut it off and I'll just have another one, and then the pack's gone. Like I've eaten the whole thing.
You have a snacksident.
A snacksident is what I would call. But I mean, it's brown and there's fruit in it, so it's got to be healthy, right? I mean, it doesn't matter the fact that there's about
probably about one of it. It's probably your 5 a day, isn't it?
Probably about centimeters worth of butter on every slice. That's fine. That's everything in moderation.
Absolutely.
but no, I like the stuff. But I did like it before it was cool.
Kit rundown.
Yep. Thanks for bringing us back on track.
That's all right.
Me off on a tangent about saurine again. So what about food?
There is a snack related. You should start doing some food reviews.
Yeah, well, I think me and Alara started talking about food quite a lot. And she came in.
Yeah. So my by my can 27.
Yep.
MST XP limbs.
Yep.
AAE Free Fright Pro rest.
Yep.
Eastern X10 old school, not the new parallels.
Oh, the
arrows.
The tapered. Are they tapered?
Barreled.
Barreled. So they're skinny at the front, skinny at the back, chunky in the middle?
Yeah. The front is slightly thinner than the middle. The back is a lot thinner than the middle. So the idea is that they're more forgiving when they're coming off a finger release.
Yeah.
Because the back of the arrow will absorb some of it. So looking forward to doing some proper testing of those. I make my own strings.
Excellent.
But it's BCY 652.
652 is my favourite string material. Yeah.
Me being me, I bought a chronograph.
Yeah.
And I tested Bloodline, Glory Pro, 8125, 652, B55, tested all of them. And interestingly, 652's a softer shot. It's more forgiving off the fingers, I feel. But actually, it's faster than 8125.
It is. I love it.
Yeah,
I think it's the perfect string material. I used it for years with Grizzly strings. I could tell you my secret, but I'd have to kill you.
Me.
Yeah. So my secret of 11 herbs and spices. If I was going into a competition, I would make myself a string of 652. Yeah, that's what I would.
I'm 100% with you.
There was a slight scandal a few years back. Someone started trying to replicate my hybrid string, but they didn't know what I was using.
Okay,
and it was awful. I think I can't remember exactly what they mixed together, but it didn't work.
Yeah,
but they said it worked, but it didn't.
There's a lot of testing that goes into stuff to make sure that it's right. And I know that when you were doing strings, you were
a really good friend of mine who runs a archery shop in Bavaria, Bavarian Archery, a guy called Udo. And I used to supply him with strings, and he's very technical. And he took all my strings, well, not all of them, but he took one of each of the line, and he put them through some vigorous testing. And he says, "Are you happy for me to do this?" And I says, "Yeah, sure." He says, "Even if you don't like the results." I said, "I'd like to know for my own
data is data. You can make decisions."
And he says they knock any other trad string into a cocked hat, or the Bavarian equivalent. Like a quail's mouth, or I don't know. Sorry, Udo. But yeah,
he was really good at testing strings.
Yeah, really good at testing strings, and yeah, but he had all the visual vibration analyses and things and whatnot. But then I stopped making strings, and I don't think I ever want to make another one.
I enjoy making them. I'm below volume.
Yeah.
It's for me and a few other people.
I think I stopped counting at around 10,000 strings. And
Flemish twist. There's a lot of effort in those.
And also you can get away with a lot more with a Flemish twist because there's a built-in sort of shock absorber as well. But yeah, just a Flemish twist made from 8125, the goat, as the kids say.
There's a giveaway for you.
What's that?
Let's do one string.
One string. I'll raffle it off.
Yeah.
It's £1. 100,000 entries for the last Grizzly string. It's got to be a couple of years now since I made a string. I wonder if I could still do it.
Could be a challenge.
Could be.
If you enjoy doing it.
Well, a friend of mine has just bought a new bow, and he says, "Oh, will you make me a string? I really want one of your strings for it." I was like, "Go on, I'll give it a go." But what I'll actually do, I'll go through my box at home, see if I can find one that's about the right size. That'll do. Hey, I've made this for you. It's all right, he won't watch. None of my friends watch.
All the Flemish is you can adjust the length a little bit by redoing the end.
Fold it around a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I used to enjoy making strings. Like when Grizzly Strings was like a side gig, it was quite nice. I used to get excited about strings, but when it became a job, it was just, another string, another string.
There is
another string.
There is a thing, and I've done it in many hobbies before, where I end up turning it into a business because
I do
making
all the time.
Things, and it's great, but I end up falling out of love with what I'm doing.
That's kind of what happened to me in archery.
Yeah,
I turned it into a career. And as amazing as it is, and as amazing my life has been within archery, I've been to some amazing places. I've met some amazing people. There's a little bit of it that you lose that I'm sort of passionate about it. I still care about it and everything, but there's just that little spark of wonder that goes when you turn it into a job. And it's with anything. Like I know someone that I used to play baseball with, or softball with actually, and they got a job working for like the big UK baseball softball organization, and they kind of didn't play as much. They lost kind of like that. And it's the same thing. You turn that one thing into a career, and you do lose just a nugget.
Yeah,
you can still be passionate about it. You still be your main focus, but there's just something when you have to rely on it to pay the bills.
There's absolutely that, and there's also what's your focus in that hobby or sport.
Yeah,
is it on shooting arrows and enjoying it and competing, or is it building strings and promoting the strings because that's got to put food on the table?
But I mean, I was genuinely very passionate about strings, and I loved making a string. I loved working, like when people would like come to me and be like, "Oh, I've got this bow. What do you recommend?" And over, I can't remember how many years I did it for. I built a huge database of what worked really well, what things needed to go where and whatnot. And it was making a string because without a string, a bow's just a lump of wood or carbon and aluminium in your case. But as you say, without it's useless without a string.
String without a string is just a stick.
Exactly, and it needs that little thing. But no,
and it's amazing how much difference in feel you get in string, how much you enjoy the shot.
Yeah.
So when I first built my Barebow up, I was using bloodline string.
Yeah.
Purely because it came in the colour that I wanted.
And that's important, though.
Yeah.
It's got to look good.
Yeah.
80% of archery is looking good.
Style points.
Yeah.
And the more comfortable you are with your kit, the more likely you are to just settle into your shot and do it. And the bow was so loud. It's just bang, bang.
It's not as enjoyable.
No. And the people around me were like, geez, is that thing going to go off? And I'd got a harsh set of old limbs on it. I'd got a very stiff string. It just was not optimized at all. Yeah, 652.
652 is the way to go. That and 8125 is okay. I like 8125 and I like D97, and they're basically the same thing, just in a different sort of strand count.
Yeah.
What do you call fiber count?
Yeah.
They're pretty good for trad bows. But I experimented with some very harsh performance strings. And they perform well. People don't really like them.
No.
Because they're not forgiving and they're loud.
Yeah.
And turns people off a little bit.
Yeah. I found with barebows, I had one archer that I was working with that was struggling to get distance. So we moved from 8125 to 652.
Yeah.
Because a little bit extra speed. It was only, I think it was 3 or 4 feet per second that he got out of their particular bow.
Yeah.
And I've had another archer that's got this massive crawl. Okay, we'll put an 8125 on.
Yeah.
Because it's going to slow it down a fraction. We made a few other changes as well. So you can play around with it as well as feel, but also for the technical side.
No. Getting technical with bits and bobs.
Yeah.
You are a tinkerer. You're a maker. You design and make all sorts of weird and wonderful things. Every time I look at your bow, there's some new gadget hanging off it or something. So like, let's talk about that sort of side of things, because I'm noticing a theme with barebow archers and getting crafty and designing things. But what's your thought process when it comes to
So I've done lots of hobbies that had tinkering type things. I've done radio control cars and such like. And the classic thing there is people would buy all of the shiny alley bits and put it on. And it would drive like a bag of spanners.
Look good, though.
It looked great. So my ethos is I'll only put something on the bow if it's going to make an improvement to the bow or to my shot. So I've got a steady aim device that I can put on there. I can record all the vibrational data. I can record all the movement.
Oh, like a Mantis.
Yeah, there's a Mantis, steady aim. There's a few of them out there. Other devices are available.
Yeah, I only say because that's the only one I've ever used is the Mantis. They sent me one to have play with years ago, and I was like, wow, look at this data. I don't know what any of it means, but I've got it.
I've got lines and I've got a score.
Yeah, I've got a score. I need to beat that score. Yeah. Or do I need to go under that score? I don't know. I'll just keep shooting.
Yeah. So I like the steady aim because it gives you the vibrational data and the G-force that the bow is getting out. So I wanted some more weight on the bow, just to add a little bit more stability for me. My can's got a reasonable weight to it as it stands, and on its own, she's fantastic. Playing around with weights in different places, I then wanted to maximize where I was putting that weight. Inspiration from Rene. If you look at Rene's bow, he manufactures all his own weights.
Yeah, he's genius guy.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's coming in at some point as well. Yeah, another barebow archer coming.
Welcome to the Barebow podcast.
It's not a barebow podcast, honest.
You just got barebows that want to talk.
Yeah.
So Rene's been very clever with how he's placed his weights. So he can put the right amount of weight in the right place at the right distance to get the right effect. So I was playing around with, because obviously barebow's got to go through a 122 centimetre ring, as to where I could put the weights, how far I could put them out, what effect it had. And I had a bad shoulder.
Yeah.
At the time, I'd done some gardening and moving some really, really heavy box plants in huge pots, and
silly man,
forgetting I'm not 18 anymore. I can just pick that up.
The danger is real. On a daily basis, I'll do something like that. Probably shouldn't have done that.
Yeah. The brain stays at a certain age, but the body doesn't.
Yeah, my wife tells me that all the time.
She's right.
She's correct. 100%.
She's now got that on video.
Yeah. I'll edit that out. She's not going to listen to this.
You're safe then. So I'd got I damaged a bit on the front shoulder, just pulled some stuff. So I wanted to see what I could do in terms of taking vibration out. So I used to design and build 3D printers.
Yeah.
So that was my natural go-to.
I've got one of your 3D printed creations on my shelf.
Yes, you have the
bird thing.
The crane. Yeah. So I was playing around with flexible material, but getting it strong enough to hold the bolts in and hold the weight, and the wobble weights were born.
Yeah, I've seen that. They're unusual things. I mean, I assume they work.
They do. A number of archers have been trialing them and testing them with me, and we've got quite a bit of data. We've got slow motion footage.
Yeah, we were having to play with that on Thursday.
It's great.
Down the club with a slow mo camera. That was it was nice.
7,000 frames a second.
Yeah, it's impressive.
Watching flexing on arrows, or looking at the riser and seeing what's happening with the limbs, and whether your knot point's moving up and down. There's so many different things. So we've got slow mo footage on the actual release. There's quite a bit of force that goes through a bow. Is that string?
Well, you showed me some footage, and it's flexing risers. You think a riser when you're shooting it is just solid, but it's not. There's a lot of movement.
There is, and this again comes back to Ben's genius of where he's looking at where it flexes, how it flexes, in order to get a forgiving shot.
Yeah.
Bit of magic that goes on.
Yeah. Oh no, there's more to it than my tiny mind can comprehend.
I made the bow stands, the weights, redesigned the grip, put a recess in for the thumb knuckle,
an extra point of contact.
I tried to use it to remove the contact, because what I was finding, I was getting a sore spot on my thumb knuckle.
Well, you've got to be careful, especially at our age. You don't want to get lumps and bumps.
It is amazing how things change as you get older. Yeah. But no, just to change where the grip was, to allow a little bit of move. Inspiration again from the My Bow Edge, because on the compound there, it's actually got a recess in for that thumb, and it's just perfect for me.
Just fits.
So I've replicated that idea across into the grip. And I have loads of tuning devices that I've made, both compound and barebow.
Gadget man.
Stuff for setting arrows up and all sorts. So
plus that's sort of thing in your compound bow earlier. You've made like a little cover for the blade. Yeah, keeps that from snapping off and gouging you,
stabbing yourself with it.
I think some of my worst archery related injuries are from blades on.
They are sharp.
Compound. Yeah, nasty stuff.
Sharp. And sometimes it's just simple little things. So I work quite logically. So if I see a problem, it's okay. One, do I need to fix it? Because there are some things that are just not the amount of effort or expense it will go in, and what's the actual benefit of doing it. So I tend to look at everything and sort of say, okay, and for that, absolutely. Didn't take long to design something to just go over as a cover, stops it getting knocked, protects the blade, and protects me, because when you're reaching in I've forgotten this, and you go in the back,
I've been there.
That's fairly sharp.
Yeah, I've been there. But no, you working on anything exciting? You don't have to if it's top secret.
There's a few things in the pipeline. Yeah. I mean, the weights are the
springy,
the wobble weights is.
So what talk us through so what's the thought process there? What's that doing? Is it just taking away vibration?
It's a tune damper. So if you look at most of the dampeners that you find on long rods or that are available, they're quite thick. They're designed either for compound, where you're having a fair chunk of weight at the end of it, or recurve where you're doing the same, or on a recurve, because it's at the end of a long rod. Yeah, the distance from where the vibration is going to accentuate how it moves.
So you're bringing that sort of closer in.
So bringing it closer in, what I found is everything was too stiff.
Okay, so you wanted something very wobbly.
So they are. Well, you've seen them, and if anyone looks on my Facebook or Instagram, they'll see them on there. They are quite thin. So sort of an hourglass type shape to allow that movement and vibration. And one, it's putting the weight in the right place to make sure that it still goes through the ring. And I've got 2 or 3 different lengths and a couple of different diameters that we've worked on. And for me, they make a difference in the aim as well as in the reaction of the shot.
Mm-hmm. exciting times. So we've talked about all your gear and your gadgets. I mean, what's next on the horizon for Phil Lawrence? What you getting up to this year?
So primary is national tour.
Yep.
So every leg of that has been entered. I want to get on the final stage again this year.
Yeah, I'm sure you will.
Do my best.
Yeah.
I can control what I do.
Yeah.
I can't control other people. So there are some incredible archers out there. And if there's only 4 people that go through this year, if there are 4 people that have shot more incredibly, then hats off to them. Fantastic.
Yeah. Good attitude.
But yeah, I'd like to be there.
Right. Oh, you're a good shot. I've seen you shoot. I think there's life in the old dog yet.
point it in the right direction.
Yeah. Just pull it back, let it go, see what happens.
Yeah.
Grip it and rip it.
I'm enjoying coaching.
Yeah.
I need to make sure I have the balance of how much coaching I do, because obviously it takes away how much archery time I have. Like everything, like with running a business or, doing everything there, I enjoy helping people. I get a kick out of seeing somebody else do it well. Same.
It's one of the things I enjoy most about archery is helping someone else enjoy archery and get the most out of their archery.
100%.
It's nice.
Yeah. And that might be you've noticed something form-wise and can I just give you an observation and let them decide what they want to take?
I hate going up to people and giving, unless somebody's doing something really unsafe.
Yeah.
I don't like going up and giving them unsolicited advice. But if I can help someone, I will. Yeah. Like if it's within my power to do so, I'll offer help.
Yeah. You give people a choice.
Yeah.
There are some people that force coach, if that's the right word, and that's not.
Yeah. You get a lot of armchair kind of coaches that don't really know what they're talking about. They've done a course and they instantly think they know everything. And just because one person does it one way, everybody's different. Everybody's put together different. You need to, you mentioned it before, you got to coach the person.
Coach the person in front of you.
Yeah. You can't, just because that's how are doing it, that's not necessarily how.
No.
Like different bone densities, different muscle fibers, everything's different. You got to look at the individual.
As you get older, your mobility changes.
It does. It does. But yeah, as long as you can get somebody shooting with a smile on their face, that's
what it's all about. But main focus, still Barebow.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it. So do that national tour. For me, I'm going to set myself some personal goals just in terms of my own progress within my process, where I want to be, how comfortable I am with it, and just try and be the best that I can be.
Yeah.
Promote the sport.
That's what a lot of you guys. That's what you Barebow guys are really good at, is really pushing Barebow and getting it out there.
Yeah,
and it's nice to see.
Yeah. It's not like we're trying to convert everyone. No, to Barebow. The doors are the doors are open. If people want to come and try it, if they want to talk about it, I'm more than happy to spend time with people. In the same thing, if someone is compound or trad or recurve or longbow or whatever, then that's absolutely great.
Yeah. We're all string players.
Absolutely. I coach a couple of people, Steve shooting longbow. He's doing phenomenal with it. It's not my primary bow style. I shoot longbow. You
still know the fundamentals, don't you?
Point it at the target and try and do the same thing every time.
Yeah. Keep doing it. Repeatable. But Phil, I mean, it's been amazing talking to you. It's been such an easy sort of conversation. We've meandered and we've covered a variety of topics, but no, thank you so much for coming in and talking to me on this Barebow podcast. But it's brilliant. Well, where can people find you if they want to look you up online? What's the best place?
Facebook, Instagram, Phil Lawrence Archery on both of them.
I'll put them in the description so people can have a search for you and stalk you online.
It's an honour to be asked to be on, mate.
Well, no, I see you. I see what you're doing, and I think what you're doing I think what all you guys are doing for Barebow is brilliant. Like, you've got the right attitude with promotion and expanding the sport and getting people into it. But you are just one of the kind of hardest working archers out there. You're always out there. You're either coaching or you're shooting. You're always there, sort of developing yourself, developing other people, developing the sport. You're never still. You're always going for it, and I like to see that. And this podcast isn't about getting sort of, the most famous people in. It's about getting interesting people. I mean, I think you're a big name in UK Barebow, but it's about getting people in who are doing things, who are interesting. Like, you've got a very interesting take on archery, and I think I love seeing it. And so I thank you for coming in. The honor is mine.
We are both honoured then.
We are both honoured. We'll sit here and we'll both be honoured. But yeah, thank you for coming in. I hope you're off shooting this afternoon.
Yeah, I'm actually going to do a little bit of field this afternoon.
Hey.
So I'm going to get out to Merlin Field, taking the compound down.
Yeah.
Complete reset of the switches.
Be right.
Might hug a tree while I'm there.
Do it.
Nice.
Do it. It's a nice wood there, to be fair.
It's lovely.
It's a beautiful wood. Phil, thanks for coming in. It's been brilliant to have you. Thank you for sitting through all of that, dear listener. I hope you enjoy it. I think it's I love these kind of really conversational sort of things. Nothing worse than a very stiff podcast. So I like the fact that they are kind of
it's been fluid. It's been great. I appreciate anyone who's listened to it, and if somebody gets something from it, whether it's technical or whether it's just in how they can approach something,
probably shift a bit more BCY 652. But yeah, thank you. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll be back it's a fortnightly podcast at the moment. I mean, there's too much to do it weekly. I'd never get it done.
I would rather have podcasts that I listen to a little bit less often, but that have more time put into them.
Yeah.
Because I think you get a better, as a listener.
I don't just churn them out. They're I'm gonna sit down and edit this bloody thing now.
There is graft in doing it as well,
especially on my computer. But no, it's brilliant. So yeah, we'll be back in a fortnight's time with somebody else. At this point in time, I don't know who that's going to be.
Put in the comments who you'd like to see.
But if not, I'll just sit and talk to you for an hour about myself, which is basically what I do on this podcast anyway. It's just a guest.
You bring on guest presenters.
Yeah, guest presenters to talk to me about my archery. That's about it. So you take care, shoot straight, and I'll see you on the internet. Bye-bye.